Why, hello. Welcome to my office where we discuss various things. In this video, what we're talking about today is what personality type, which of the 16 Myers-Briggs personalities makes the best friend? Who do you want to seek out to put in your friend group, and which of your friends do you need to kick to the curb because they're the wrong personality type? But here's the thing, it all depends on what kind of friend are you looking for. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. So that's what we're talking about today. Before we get into it, let me tell you about this video sponsor, Squarespace. Nowadays, it's a smart thing to have an online presence. How do you do that? With a website, of course, and Squarespace is an excellent, very easy to use way to make a great looking website. Squarespace has like a ton of great website templates for you to choose from. You just go in there, find one, click it, start typing in, and then you just drag and drop. You'll look like a professional designer with little to no effort. Okay, it might take a little effort, but it's relatively intuitive to use. And Squarespace has some cool features such as the ability to make a members only area of your website, or if you have a team working on the website, you can have multiple contributors. And you know what? You can go to squarespace.com right now and get a free trial, and then when you're ready to step it up a notch, go to squarespace.com/FrankJames to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, so which personality makes the best friend? Now, let's start off by saying I think you should have a friend of every personality type. I would never discriminate against someone or for someone based on their personality type, because every type brings something different to the table, and there is a lot about each individual that is not directly tied to their personality type. Am I gonna get like sunburned while I'm making this video? Will you see some tendrils of smoke coming off of my arm? The other thing worth pointing out is that I'm gonna be giving you some qualities that each type will possess as a friend. This isn't to say that the other types don't possess that, but when I'm thinking about the types and what they bring to a friendship, this is like the number one thing that I think of. Okay, so enough of that crap. Who's the best friend? Frank, just get to the point. Tell me who the best friend is. Well, what are you looking for in a friend? Okay, do you want a friend who is reliable? If this friend says they'll show up, they'll actually show up. The friend who you know is gonna remember your birthday. The friend that you don't have to worry about suddenly doing something totally random that you didn't expect. If that's what you're looking for, I think the introverted sensing types, the ISTJ and ISFJ, might be up your alley. You know, these types, they like routine, so you always know where they're gonna be. They're not the kind of people to say they're gonna do something and then not do it. Duty is something that they think is important, and it's no different with the duty to their friends. And let me just point out with this particular type, this goes for all of them, but anyone of any type can be reliable, not just these two types, but that is the feature that looms most prominently in my mind. But maybe with a friend, your primary thing that you're looking for is someone who just can enjoy life, and maybe someone who's a little bit adventurous. Just the kind of person who knows how to have a good time and is good at finding new ways to have a good time. If you're looking for a friend like that, an ESFP or an ESTP, the extroverted sensors, they got you covered. But watch out with these types as friends, because if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to get out of your comfort zone very often, they're gonna try to drag you kicking and screaming out of it. So just heads up there. Okay, now maybe you're looking for a friend who is all about the tough love, someone who keeps you accountable, someone who's kicking your butt, but in a friendly way. Now, for these types, you gotta have a little bit of a thicker skin, okay? Because they're gonna shoot you straight and they're gonna be like, dude, what are you doing? You gotta get back on track. You said you were gonna do this. Doesn't look like you're getting it done. For these types, you want the extroverted thinkers, ESTJ and ENTJ as your friends. They don't mince words, and they're gonna throw a lot of words at you. They're gonna ask you a lot of questions about what you're doing and how you're going about things. but it's all because they care about you. They wouldn't bother to do it if they didn't care. But like I said, you gotta have a little bit of a thicker skin because they are saying these things to help you out, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna say it necessarily in the most sugar-coated way. Okay, but maybe you like the sugar coating. Maybe you want a friend who isn't so much there to kick your butt into gear, but a friend who is there to support you and to just like love on you and validate you and all that stuff. A friend who's gonna be asking you like how you're doing, checking in on you, making sure that you're doing okay, making sure that if you are feeling down that they're helping you to feel better. If you're looking for a friend like that, the extroverted feelers, the ESFJ and ENFJ, fit the bill. These types are all about emotional harmony, but you gotta watch out because that harmony, while it often means making people feel better, can sometimes mean making people feel worse if that will cause the harmony to happen. Like if other people in your friend group are sad and you're feeling good, these types might be like, hey, we gotta feel sad also, okay? That's what's fair. That's the right thing to do in this situation. But usually they want to be cheerful, they want to be happy, they want to bring the feelings up. That's why these people are great to have in your friend group. What do you mean, these people? All right, let's stop momentarily and support this channel and see if YouTube would like to show a commercial. Thanks for sitting through that. And if you're enjoying this video, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed already, you might as well hit that button too. Just hit all the buttons. All right, but maybe you want a friend who's always gonna tell you the truth. The kind of friend who isn't necessarily beating you over the head with it or kicking your butt, but the kind of person who, if you ask, is gonna be like, yeah, dog, this is the harsh truth of the matter. Let me just tell you how I see it. If you're looking for a friend like that, the introverted thinkers, ISTP and INTP, they're who you're looking for. Now, unlike the extroverted thinkers, these introverted thinkers, they're not gonna be bugging you about all this stuff all the time. They're gonna be a lot more reserved. In a way, they're gonna be the kind of friends who you maybe don't hear from very often, but if they like you, they will be there for you and they will tell it to you how it is if you ask them. So if you want to be with a friend who values the truth, these two types are who you want to find. But maybe the primary thing that you were looking for in a friend is someone who is just loyal, someone who you can make a deep connection with, someone who is like your brother or sister. In that case, you're looking for an introverted feeler, an INFP or an ISFP. But here's the thing though, is that it's not a guarantee. If they don't like you, they don't like you. So if you can find an INFP or ISFP who likes you, they take friendship very seriously. They will get super connected with you. They want to have that close friendship. So if you're looking for that deep, authentic connection with someone, finding a friend who is an INFP or ISFP is a good idea if if they will accept you as a friend. And the other thing is, even if they do accept you, they might be like hard to get a hold of. All the IPs are going to be the kind of friends who maybe kind of like don't return your texts or like say they'll be somewhere and then kind of ditch on you. They're not trying to be mean. They're just like, you know, in their own world and doing their own thing. So if you can handle that, if you can ride the waves of that and not take it personally, great friends to have. Let me tell you. Maybe you're looking for a friend who is really open-minded and the kind of friend who you can just like explore a bunch of ideas with, have like these intellectual, philosophical conversations with. That's your main concern. That's what you're really looking for. Someone who is just like very imaginative with how they think. I think you want to find an ENTP or ENFP friend. That is their bread and butter. That is what they love to do all the time. It's just like think up new crazy stuff. Look at things from every angle. Explore all the possibilities. And a lot of times they love talking about it. Sometimes it can be hard to get them to stop talking. But I always find it fascinating to be around these types because of how their mind works, because of how they can make all these connections so quickly. But you know, one of the downsides is they are so creative, so imaginative, so out there with a lot of this stuff that it can feel like hard to keep up with them and where their mind is going. But then maybe you're looking for a friend who is just very insightful, who isn't necessarily like trying to think of everything that could possibly be, but is just trying to get one deep insight into whatever you're talking about, or into, you know, something happening in your life or whatever. For that, you want an introverted intuitive friend, an INFJ or an INTJ. These types are really good at looking at a situation and just honing in on one little thing and being like, well, it really all comes down to this. Which could be great if you understand what they're trying to say, if the insight becomes apparent to you. But other times it can be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is not clear. And these types will kind of struggle sometimes to express their insights. But if you have the patience to work through it with them, you can eventually figure out, oh man, dude, I see what you're saying, I think. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to watch another video about the 16 personalities, click right here, or watch the whole educational playlist right here. And until next time, stay cool and attractive.